I'm going to show you how to install a new lamp into one of these Sony VPL-CX70 3LCD projectors. The installation process is relatively straightforward. You only need some very basic things. You only need just one Phillips head screwdriver. You need a remote. I have two different remotes here. One's a cheap knockoff eBay remote, and then one is a genuine Sony remote. Either one works fine. And of course you're going to need the new lamp itself. So the step one is to just make sure that the projector is nice and clean. You want this process to have as little dust as possible. So I always go over the vents and things with a vacuum cleaner. Make sure that you don't spin the fans up too fast. The bearings and things don't like that. Some of the electronics don't like that either. Then just go over it with just a soft damp cloth. I use a microfiber cloth, a lot like what it's sitting on. The second step is to just get the projector and turn it over onto its top. This one currently doesn't have a filter installed, but for the purpose of this demonstration it's fine. Now in this one the previous bulb, it had exploded. That's quite common for these projectors with these ultra high pressure mercury lamps. Just at the end of their life cycle, sometimes they just explode, or if they were handled incorrectly, sometimes they explode. It's a very thin glass tube at extremely high pressures, so it's understandable. So you just open up this this little trapdoor here, and this is where your lamp sits. And because some lamps explode, what I sometimes do is go in there with a small little vacuum cleaner nozzle and get out all the tiny little pieces of glass, because otherwise sometimes they fall out and then you get them in your hands and things like that. It's not fun. The next step is to get the new lamp itself. I bought this one for about $60 on eBay. The reason why it was $60 as opposed to some of the other $30, $40 ones that you see on eBay is because this one is the lamp and the cradle itself. Now you can do this cheaper if you buy just the lamp and you replace the lamp into the original cradle. I have done that and it works quite well, but unfortunately this projector, when I got it, the cradle and the lamp were already gone. Inside the box, inside this bubble wrap, is the lamp itself. Here it is in there. There's the lamp and the cradle included in there. Here's the lamp and the cradle itself. Now, if you were going to replace the just the lamp itself, you'd take out these 4 clips around the edge of the lamp. You'd disconnect these electrical connections, you'd undo those 2 screws, and the lamp itself would come out, and then you can replace a new one. I will do a separate video on that in the future, but for the meantime I'm just installing this one. So we're back at the projector itself, and the installation is relatively simple. So you just get this unit here. You want to avoid getting any fingerprints or anything on the surface here, because it will reduce the life of the lamp and the lens assembly itself. Just hold it like this from this little handle. You just gently lower it in. And some of them you just have to just watch out for this little connection on the back of the lamp. Just move it around past there and just gently place it down into its spot. It'll eventually find its spot. There it is. Now at this point you don't push it all the way down. It's somewhat held up by these screws, so you have to tighten these screws down first. Is that screw done? And then now this one, and now that one. Now after this, after everything's down into place, you make sure that little handle there is laid down. Just reinstall that trapdoor and just tighten this one screw, and you're pretty much done. Now I've powered the unit back on, and as you can see, it starts up, runs fine. If we go into the menu, you can see that the lamp timer is still at 1696 hours. Now the next step is to reset the lamp timer. To reset the lamp timer, you get your remote, take it to the infrared receiver on the back of the unit, press reset, left, right, and then enter. Now if you power the unit back on, now it's warmed up. If we go to the menu, you go down to the information, you can see that the lamp timer is being reset to 0 hours. That's how to replace the lamp in your Sony VPL-CX70 projector. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you got suggestions for future videos, leave them in the comments. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button.